And welcome back to Block TV, time for Crypto Craze, where we go all across the world, and this time to India, to speak to our friends at AMB Crypto to see what is making headlines in their neck of the woods. So to do so, let's get straight to where we're joined from Bangalore, from AMB Crypto Studios, by journalist Akash Anand. Akash, hello to you. I want to check what's happening with you guys today, but let's go straight to the first headline. eToro reports Bitcoin SV blockchain used to peddle child abuse pictures. How very political. What's going on there?
Hi, it's great to be a part of Crypto Craze. So eToro, right? So they had reported about Bitcoin SV publishing an article where some user had uploaded a picture of a child in a very basic manner and something that was not actually public and which was not meant to be public, and everyone got outraged on the Bitcoin SV department. And Craig Wright, the chief scientist of nChain and a major Bitcoin SV supporter, had actually complained against eToro and asked them to retract the article as well as their statements, and said that it's not about Bitcoin SV, but it's about the users and the people who actually upload this. And Jimmy Nugent, the CEO of nChain, had actually gone ahead and said that in the future, they'll be making certain measures to prevent people from uploading such pictures on the blockchain. And another major issue pointed out by users because of this problem is that any document or picture which gets uploaded on the blockchain can never be removed. So that's another thing that people are trying to circumvent. And it's still ongoing. The battle is still heated. And it's, I think, just up to us to wait and find out as to what will happen once eToro decides to take it down, or whether they decide to keep it up on their website itself.
Well, eToro are the only ones who can take it off, aren't they?
Pardon?
eToro are the only ones who can take it off, aren't they?
Yes, and another major pointer given out by Craig Wright is that Bitcoin SV is being targeted, and he's particularly said that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other blockchains and other networks also get attacked in such manners, but no one really pays attention. So that's Craig Wright's side, but eToro has not given any statement and has said that they've reported things that actually happened, and there's no bias involved whatsoever.
Indeed. And let's move on to the next one. The legal contract between Ripple and Jed McCaleb say that they could dump XRPs as per the stipulated percentage. In short, he has stopped dumping, right?
Right. So according to reports, Jed McCaleb has stopped dumping all his XRPs from January 22nd. And you need to look, to 2014 and 2016 about this partnership, because once Jed McCaleb left Ripple, so he's one of the co-founders of the company, and he started Stellar Lumens, there was a deal and a contract signed between those two parties which said that McCaleb cannot dump excess amounts XRP on the network, because that will result in the price fluctuation, massive price fluctuations. And he's been doing that ever since 2014. And there were certain issues in 2015, if I'm not wrong, where Jed McCaleb dumped a lot and XRP prices fluctuated. And because of which in 2016, they had to sign another deal. And right now, as of January 22nd, 2019, McCaleb disposed of almost 2 million XRPs, after which there were no transactions from Jed McCaleb's side. And I think Ripple would be happy with that news. And there's been no word from McCaleb's side either, although Stellar Lumens has not given out any word itself, which he co-founded himself.
Entirely so. I think Ripple needs some good news. Moving ahead, the Petro, that very coveted and awaited crypto coin, is it being resurrected in the most political turbulent time in Venezuela? Tell me more about it.
Yeah, so Venezuela, oh my God, where do I start? So there's been a lot of problems in the country, especially with Juan Guaido becoming the new interim president, being supported by US, Canada, and several other countries. And Nicolas Maduro, the famous or infamous, I'm no one to say, but he's been the incumbent president for a long time, especially after Hugo Chavez, right? And Nicolas Maduro had this idea to save the crumbling Venezuelan economy by starting a new cryptocurrency called Petro, which will be linked to 16 million barrels of oil present in Venezuela. And later on-ground reports showed that users never had any use case of this Petro, or some people even said that the 16 million barrels of oil, which is supposed to be present, was missing. And this actually led to a decline in this investor sentiment within Venezuela as well as outside. And as of now, but Nicolas Maduro's government, which is still the official government of Venezuela,
it still is a very important note.
But
no, I said still is a very important note. It's still the official government. Yes.
It is. Nicolas Maduro is still the official government. Juan Guaido is just backed by the United States and Canada. He's, if you want to create an analogy, he's won the popular vote, just like Hillary Clinton won in the 2016 elections. So he is not the official president. Nicolas Maduro still has the power. And just recently, that is day before yesterday, the government released a new article with 63 different decrees as to how the sovereign bolivar, that's the actual cryptocurrency, will be used and how will people actually adhere to the rules. This includes the trade-offs, the places where they can be exchanged, as well as the penalties if people flout the rules and the regulations.
And let's move ahead to Japan, where the giant, SBI Holding, one can say, is a giant. Tell me more what's happening there when it comes to their cryptocurrency exchange.
So SBI is one of the largest banking conglomerates in Japan, and they've captured the news headlines a lot. If you look at 2018, they've always been a step ahead of other banking consortiums, especially in Japan, where people rely on these technologies, because in Japan, banking hours is just from 8:30 to 3:30 only on weekdays. So people actually need the speed. People need the transactional speed to conduct their transaction. And that's where Ripple and Ripple's XRP had the idea to partner with SBI and to actually create cross-border transactions and much faster transactions. And the same SBI had actually partnered with R3 and R3 Squatter last week, which created a lot of scuffle, as well as Swift. So they've been doing this entire circle where they've partnered with Swift, R3, and Ripple. And a lot of users are fluffed by it. A lot of users are happy. And but SBI is just moving on. They're a juggernaut, and they're moving on. And their CEO Yoshitaka Kitao has recently stated that in March 2019 they'll be launching VC Trade, their own cryptocurrency exchange, with new rules, new regulations, and with the main tagline being safety and privacy being the pertinent pointer.
Which is probably the line that will stand behind any attempted regulation. And finally, last, Akash, Bitmain having such a bad couple of months. More bad news for them, isn't there?
Bitmain, before I talk about Bitmain, I'd rather talk about the bear market and how it's affected so many different cryptocurrencies and how it's fallen. Like people who said that Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum will go to the moon are just counting down the days, because right now, if you count, it's the longest bear run in the history of Bitcoin, in the history of the cryptocurrency market. So, so the 10-year challenge, which cryptocurrency market has been doing from 2009 to 2010, does not paint a very good picture.
I know,
right now.
Indeed, it's the longest bear market, but at the end of the day, Bitmain leading the news in that respect. They're having quite a morose time, 16 months low for them. Where do they stand at this point?
Exactly. So Bitmain's comment is that they're still waiting for the bear market to turn and become bullish. But if you count, Bitmain was at such a peak after Bitcoin's peak. They're really related if you look, look at it from a larger picture. But when Bitcoin was at its peak, there was this fear among other people that Bitmain would actually conduct the 51% attack, because Bitmain, Antpool, and BTC.com, the three biggest mining pools for Bitcoin, had almost 42% in terms of mining and hash rates. But right now, on January 20 in 2019, all of them combined is just 30%. And Bitmain, and especially with Jian Wu, their former CEO, retiring and stepping down, it's not been a very good time for Bitmain.
It's not a very good time for Bitmain, understatement of the year. I want to thank you so much for joining us, Sanat. And by the way, do tell our users, where can we find you guys? What is the web address where we can see this?
Pardon?
I want to thank you for being with us. And of course, where can one see this on AMB Crypto?
So AMB Crypto is a media channel. We write about news on cryptocurrencies, and you can find us at ambcrypto.com. It's at CryptoAMB on Twitter itself, and you can find everything from news to technical analysis and anything related to cryptocurrencies on our website. So just like to repeat, it's ambcrypto.com, and it's been a pleasure to be on CryptoCraze.
Akash, thank you so much. I will see you, of course, next week. And for us, do not forget to also look at BLOCKTV on social media. Leave comments for us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. We're looking. We'll answer it on air. And we'll be right back.